let's see. As you mentioned back in January, there's a big patch that's going to be coming alongside Battle Royale, going free to play on February 19th. And the big changes aren't just going to be for Talon Island. The arena is getting an overhaul too. Okay, so why do they put it like that? It makes it sound like they don't care about. Okay, because they're like, don't worry, guys, we're not just doing changes for Royale, but we're actually working on the game that matters as well. Like, no shit. I'd hoped that you would be making a change to Arena as well. The patch is so big that we wanted to go over some of it before the patch notes came out. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Movement speed increases. Alright. You read that right. They're happening. Wow. You've heard your feedback on topics such as cooldown dependency, difficulty in juking and dodging, and the overall slow feel of moving around in battle right. These are problems we want to tackle. Okay. The health of all champions is being lowered. That's pretty interesting. On a case-by-case basis. We'll also be adjusting the area of effect sizes and timings to ensure a similar hit rate for abilities that need it. Increase the speed and validity of the game all around. Okay. Let's see what you guys have to say. Don't like the HP lower like the MS? Alright, yeah. I think I agree with that. I'm not sure why increasing the movement speed means decreasing the HP. I don't get why that's supposed to make sense. But movement speed changes are cool. That's something that the community has been wanting for a really long time, because they feel like it increases like the skill. Because in BLC apparently, movement speed stuff the movement speed on all characters was just like crazy, like insanely higher than it is in Battle Right. I guess the HP decrease won't be that bad depending on how much they decrease the HP. So it's something that we can only really figure out what's up with it if, when we actually see the final product. So let's continue. With movement being a greater factor in how you can position, juking in mind games will be more impactful and less dependent on cooldowns. So that's cool. Like, something I really thought was cool about BLC is that if you had like amazing movement in that game, you could straight up just 1v2. When in this game, even if you have amazing movement, you probably won't be able to 1v2, because if the enemy team is just halfway decent, they'll definitely land their skill shots on you. Greater skill differentiation for the players who are able to keep a consistent hit rate in the new environment, and a greater portion of your survivability will be coming from your ability to dodge because of the lowered health. Okay. I feel like that's a good thing for like people like me. I really like that, but a lot for the casual player base, it might not be as good, because a lot of people, what they say is like the problem with what I see at least is a lot of people say that battle rate's like too hard and stuff like that. Oh, Picato's in here. HP decrease is actually small, like 10%. All right. I don't actually think that'll be a huge difference then. That's pretty good. Because you guys didn't state like how much the HP was going to decrease, so I couldn't be too sure. But yeah, that's good. 10%'s not. I don't think it's like game breaking. So I'll catch up on chat after I finish the movement speed increases subject. But yeah, like back to what I was saying, for like a lot of the casual players, a lot of what they have said is that one of the reasons Battle Right wasn't like insanely successful is because it's too hard or stuff like that. And I know not everyone thinks that, not every casual player thinks that, but this might make them think that even more, since it's kind of like, it's a little bit more like BLC, where movement speed or just movement in general mattered a lot more in BLC. So it might make it a little bit harder for the casual player base, but I like it. There are a lot of implications taken account when changing a major stat in this way. The balance of power between melee and ranged champions can shift dramatically. The time to kill and damage output versus healing output can be ruined, and the hit rate of essential moves such as Lucy's Panic Class and Varesh's Shatter can be heavily impacted. Since fine-tuning and balance of these factors is vital for Arena, finding the right amount of speed increase and right amount to boost projectile speed as a counterbalance was a careful exercise. We'll continue to monitor hit rates and game feel and make adjustments as necessary. So that's good. I'm happy that they said that, because when this big patch comes out, everyone knows that it's obviously not going to be perfect right off the bat. So like when the patch comes out, I'm sure there's going to be like a couple characters that are just absolutely fucking broken because of the whole like movement speed change and stuff. So like characters like Shifu might be like insane, cuz like if you have like really good movement with Shifu already, he's instantly a way better character than someone with bad movement. So let's catch up on the chat. Okay, so yeah, HP decrease is going to be small. So that's good. Okay. Back to strategy and player choices. You guys like my Battlerite gear, by the way? I have the Battlerite Shifu shirt. I got this for Christmas. I know, right, Luke? I got a snow day today. Battlerite Shifu shirt. I have my first place golden medallion from LAN. I got some pajamas on that have nothing to do with Battlerite. And then I have my Battlerite backpack that I got from LAN. Now let's see before we move on, let's see what nice little goodies we have in our Battlerite backpack. So this was the blanket that I used on the train to the SLS offices. Oh boy. Oh god. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's some European candy. That's cool. Oh, nice. Look at what we got here. A little Battlerite sticker. There we go. Oh man, I hated these things. Jurgen kept making me eat these. Oh god, they're horrible. Alright, Jurgen came up to me on the train and he was like giving these to everyone. They're like little chocolates. They're little chocolates, but they have salt all over them. It's horrible. Actually, I'll put this on my forehead. Very good. So it's like they're little chocolates, but they have like salt all over them. They're not very good. I do not enjoy them. I wanted to just like spit it out. Oh, this is cool. I didn't even know we got this. A Battlerite little keychain. Look at that. Now that is neat. I think this is like chocolate from Sweden. I don't know. And that looks like it's it. That's all my goodies. My trophy's upstairs, and I don't feel like getting it. Because right now I'm using it to store my college mail. I just have, like, my trophy is just full of a bunch of letters from the university that I'm going to. I use it as, like, a big bowl to store all my important stuff. It comes in use quite a bit, and I appreciate it, so. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on strategy and player choices. We've been looking at ways to diversify player choices and address the problems of staleness, repetition, and the lack of meaningful strategic choices, especially from round to round. While Battlerite's main focus is, and always will be, a streamlined, fine-tuned combat experience, having additional strategic depth is important for the longevity of the game. In the old Battlerite system, before being reworked to choosing a loadout of 5 rights, Players chose a battle rate each round to further customize their champion. While this had the nice effect of giving progression to each game, it fell short in the customization department since battle rate synergies had to be planned for rounds in advance, and some of the more interesting battle rates were gated until later rounds. Players had much fewer options than it seemed. We've opted to go with a new system that will allow players to personalize and customize each and every round of their liking. This is the Armory. I wonder why Teldo even got an item with his name. The dude straight up quit the game a long time ago. What the? Wait, what the? Are you kidding me? Bakado, we need to have a talk. So I win the world championship. I've been wanting a Lightning Warhound ever since I was 15 years old. I'm 17 now. And 15 is when I started playing the game, and I saw all of the cool people with the Lightning Warhounds have it. And I was like, I want a Lightning Warhound. And that's the only reason I wanted to get good at this game and win LAN, was because I thought you guys would send me a Lightning Warhound. I wanted a Lightning Warhound so bad. I win LAN. I don't get a Lightning Warhound. So maybe, you know what? I think to myself in bed at night, I'm like, you know, SLS didn't give me a Lightning Warhound because maybe they think that they could give their buddy Bloom battle rate something better. Maybe they think they could give me something better. And so I'm like, you know what? There's got to be something along the way. And finally, when they have the perfect opportunity, they put Teldo's name. They put Teldo's name. When was the last time you saw Teldo play Battle Right Arena? Exactly. Why does a Verse have a Blue Lightning Warhound and I don't? When everyone knows I carried him. This is bullshit. That's all I gotta say. I just need to make it clear that I want my Blue Lightning Warhound. Alright, the Armory. The Armory will be available before each new round begins, allowing players to pick a set of items they choose to bring into battle with them. These items are not persistent between rounds, and the number of items you can choose to take into the fight increases by 1 each round, up to a maximum of 3 items. Oh no. Oh, let's go, Jeremy. If you get one for Proster, that'd be sick too. Because every time we're in comms with the Verse, like whenever we're in a tournament, a Verse always uses Lightning Warhound because they know it pisses me and Proster off. And me and Proster are just always like, where's our Lightning Warhound? Like, why didn't we get one? So, yeah. Like, what the frick? What's up with that? I'm still waiting for the Bloom crown. Instead of Crown of Power, it could be Crown of Bloom. I think Bloom would actually be a cool name, because, like, you guys could put Bloom in for, like, for just, like, a pretty item, because Bloom's a pretty name for something that's shiny and cool. So you could do some, like, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You could fit Bloom in there somewhere. I know you can. I'm not creative. You guys do it. The Army will be available. Okay, I already read that part. They will add extra depth and knowledge, skill, and team play that will give you more ways to outskill your opponents. By coordinating chosen items with your team by choosing items that improve the matchup against the enemy team, you'll be able to gain a strategic edge in combat even if your champions may be disadvantaged. This system also allows for players to change their style of tactics in a more apparent way from round to round. Oh boy, we got a lot of blooms. Amulet of Bloom, Bloom Potion, Rocket Bloom, Bloom's Ring, Bloom's Quick Blade. Bloom is a shader property. Okay, yeah. Bloom's Potion, Heart of Bloom, that's a good one. I do have a skill. Okay, everyone knows that skill wasn't named after me. I was a nothing back when Blossom came out. So Blossom and Bloom just go well together. If they change Blossom's name to Bloom, then that'd be cool. There you go, Fireblaze. That's a good one. That's funny. Okay, so let's look at the items. Teldo's Quick Blade, and then that's the only one that's different from Royale, right? I don't... Oh crap, I'm getting a call. One sec. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so I don't really understand the whole item thing. Like, it's cool and all, but I feel like this is going to be really hard to balance. Like, I feel like this Champion's Blade item is just going to enable you to one-hit everyone. Like, what does equipment even do? Is equipment like a permanent buff? Or is it like an active? I don't play Royale much, so I don't really remember what these do. I know this one, just like after a kill, it like gives you your ults back. This one like gives you lifesteal. That one makes you run fast. That one just makes you tankier. But I don't know. Gonna be kind of rough to balance that, in my opinion. They're definitely gonna have to work pretty hard on that. Have I ever told you about Teldo's Quickblade? Oh boy, let's hear about Teldo's Quickblade. The implementation itself is an almost direct transplant from Battlerite Royale. Oh, isn't that Hunter's Quickblade? Oh, okay. As you'll recognize the familiar appearance of equipment and consumables, it gave us the ability to quickly add in both round-long bonuses and one-shot effects. The variety it added was something we really liked, and we started trying it in Arena once concepted. We've come up with a brand new set of items fit for Arena, although some fan favorites in Royale have given inspiration to the Arena designs. Overall, you'll get a very different experience when using them in the Arena compared to Royale. So, Overload, let's see. A lot of people come to Battlerite looking for the pure adrenaline-fueled combat, while each round starts out strong and escalates as players build up energy. The ends of the rounds are much less consistent. Final one-on-one duels in the eye of the Death Vortex are some of the most rewarding experiences players can have, but few rounds end that way. Instead, many rounds end in a one-on-one or one-on-two or one-on-three scenario where the larger team outlasts the remaining player, solely and by relying on their damage output advantage. It's not the most fun experience for either team. But that doesn't that not make much sense? Because then many rounds end in a 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 scenario where the large team outlasts the remaining player because they get outplayed, right? So, like, I don't think it makes any sense to change something when, like, the other team... Because the only scenarios where it's 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 is just because the one person with one left gets outplayed. So why does the... You're like kind of... Yeah, what Lepnik said. You're kind of like rewarding the team that played worse. Because just... Nah, I don't really like that. It's just increasing the comeback... Yeah, it's increasing the comeback possibility. And then... So it's like... I feel like there's going to be like strats to like... Like me and Proster are probably just going to... Honestly, if this is a thing, me and Proster can just start letting a verse die on purpose in tournaments to buff ourselves, and then we could just win, because it'd probably make the team stronger overall. I think that would actually be a legitimate strat. Well, I don't mind that really. Now that I think about it, that's pretty fucking sick. All right, let's move on. I don't know about that one, but. We already tried doing that in pipe starting. That is true. I can't really say my opinion on it until I actually see it though. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how well it works, if it's actually worth it or not. I just don't get why you get rewarded. Yeah, what Will just said. I don't get why there's a reward for getting outplayed and getting behind in a match. Like, when you die in League of Legends, you don't just get 500 gold. Your team doesn't get global 500 gold for dying. Not that I know of, at least. I think when it's a 3v3 scenario and one of your teammates die, it should be even harder for you to win. Because, like, that's your fault for dying in the first place, for getting outplayed. I am interested to see how it will be at a high level. With all of these changes, I think it'll definitely help the casual player base though, because they'll just be like, ooh, shiny items, lots of items me like. And they'll be like, ooh, I go fast, I like, and they'll really like that, but I don't know how it will be at a competitive level. Okay, cracking up the risk word at the end of the round. Overload is meant to create validity and open up the door to comebacks to those who are good enough to make it happen. Overload ability becomes unlocked by the death of an ally. Using the ability restores a portion of the player's... Okay, wait, it actually says here. Overload ability becomes unlocked by the death of an ally. Alright, so in this situation, me and Proster, 3 versus 3, we let a verse die. Using the ability restores a portion of the player's missing health and grants a buff. Okay. So we fight for a little bit, a verse ints in an enemy team. He heals me and Proster back up, gives us a buff, and then we 2v3. Player moves faster, has increased cooldown. What? Has increased cooldown rate? What the fuck? So now people are going to have to get used to a completely new and different set of cooldown rotations. What in the world? If I'm going against a Shifu and he has a 6-second counter, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He's going to be invulnerable for the entire time. Because that's a 6-second counter, probably like 8-second material. He's not going to be able to get touched. During the time the player moves faster, okay, has increased, outputs more healing, and deals dramatically more damage. However, the player is also vulnerable and will take significantly more damage from opponents. Okay. I don't know if the taking more damage evens it out though, because that's like a lot of buffs for one nerf. I don't know. Like I said, I can't really tell until I actually see it. And I mean, looking at it now, let's see. What the Jade ult does 40 damage each? How much does she take from 23 from older E? How much does older E usually do? Does she have Sands of Time? No, she doesn't. I want to test this. Don't you guys have like a test server? Okay, Bacado, I see you. I know what you mean. That is true. In some 2v3 scenarios, all you can really do is just kind of defend and stay back, but in a lot of other 2v3 scenarios, though, it is a lot better to go aggressive, because if you don't... Like, for example, say if like it's a 2 versus 3 scenario, and... Okay, this is what's really going to fucking suck about it. Because imagine if it's a 2 versus 3 scenario, you and the team that has 2 people left, they have about 60% HP on both people. And the team that has 3 people left has about 20% HP on all 3 people. So actually the team on blue side has, or the team that with 2 people actually has more HP, but they also get that crazy buff. So even before this overload thing, the person with 2 people would play aggressive because they have a high chance of killing the team that has 3 people with low HP. So they're not going to sit back since they're all super low HP, so you play aggressive. But now imagine if they get that overload buff. The team with 3 people would probably be at such a huge disadvantage. Oh yeah, then both teams get an overload buff. Oh man, I feel like that's going to be so hard to balance. Yeah, what Arcton said, yeah. You can already win quite a bit of 2v3s. But I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I just have to see it. It's so hard to like judge something like this in the game, because it's really hard to judge something that changes the game so much like this without actually like playing it yourself. Like I would really have to. It looks really cool though. That looks cool. Like the blue stuff. Imagine how cool that would look with a Lightning Warhound. Alright, let's move on. Map updates. Do we delete some maps? Can we delete some maps and add some cool ones, Bacado? Is that what we're about to see? I sure hope so. Ormond Day, get out of my face. Sky Day, get out of my face. Dragon Day, get out of my face. America Summit Day, get out of my face. Blackstone Night, get out of my face. Alright, to increase the variety in our map pool, we've decided to make some changes to existing maps. These changes are more experimental and it's hard to know the exact effect on the game. With this in mind, we are willing to iterate upon this and adjust it as needed. Okay, that's good. We've only added them to a few maps, so you'll be able to veto maps that you really don't enjoy. Now let's get into the actual changes. America Summit and Blackstone Arena Day and Night, you can now find explosive... These explosive barrels can be detonated by either team to block off an area with a big explosion. Okay. I don't know about that one. Okay, we'll skip that. On Daharan, Battleground, and Skyring Day and Night, jump pads have been added. So jump pads won't be that bad. It just depends if when you land on someone it incaps them. Quick disengage. Oh, and initiation. Okay. Incapacitate is shortened. So the jump pads aren't nearly as bad as the barrel things. I really don't know about the barrel things. Because the barrel things would be a different story if it was on a different map. Like imagine Dragon Day where it's very, very open and the barrel explosions might not even be that big of a deal. But imagine on Blackstone Night and you already got pushed into a corner like that and someone pushes a barrel into the corner, which the AoE will literally cover the entire corner of Blackstone Night. You just lose. Like I feel like you would just lose. I don't know about the barrel explosions. I think both of them are pretty bad, but like the barrel explosions are just... You barely even notice the barrels? Well, I mean, who are you going against that was using the barrels? People from SLS? I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I feel like people that work at SLS probably wouldn't be able to make maximum use out of the barrels rather than top level players. I think you could agree on that. But I don't know. Like I said, something like that, I would really have to test it and play it to see how well it actually works. Yeah, I don't know about the barrel stuff. That's gonna be a little bit iffy. Who knows? It might not actually change anything, like Picado said. Who knows though? Royale updates. Do I even read these? Older Taya Pearl's coming. Okay. Yeah, no, I believe you guys, Picado. I know you guys, because, like, a big patch like this, there's no way you guys are going to get it perfect off the first run, even if you have a test server. So, I could feel like there's definitely going to be a lot of issues on the release of the big patch, and that's perfectly fine. That just goes with any big patch that a game comes out with. But you guys just got to make sure to, like, at the end of every week, try and get, like, a couple hotfixes in. I think even like waiting 2 weeks, like if you guys release the big patch and then you wait like 2 weeks to do a couple of hotfixes, that's like pretty bad. But it needs to be fixed. Like if something, yeah, like what Dex said, if something is like really really game breaking, like for example, if you guys accidentally do this overload thing and it's way too overloaded, if it's way too overloaded, then you guys need to like get on that quick, because it's just going to be like the same deal. You guys are going to come out with the big patch. Everyone's going to like get on the hype train, and then once they realize that it's super like scuffed, they're just going to dip. But if you guys change it and hotfix it quick, within like a week of time. You guys either could do like wait a couple like 2 days to see what the issues are and then hotfix them, or you guys could wait like a week and then do changes and hotfixes. So I'm no game developer though. I can't believe people still think Shenrao is broken. Well, I don't know how he is now after the nerfs, but I know he was insanely broken before the nerfs. I don't, I think everyone wants changes for the game. I'm pretty happy with the big patch TM. I'm very happy that they're actually doing something as crazy as this, even though it could turn into a complete shitfest. It's still better than doing point 0.1 buffs and point 0.1 nerfs on characters, not changing anything about the game. It's actually been so long since the game has gotten a core change like this. Like, I think the last time the game's gotten a core change, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it was the M1 change, but I think it was the battle right changes. The, like, where you could use all battle rights at once. I don't remember which one was before, but it was one of those. The, like, the crazy battle right changes or the, the M1 change. I'm pretty sure that was like the last core gameplay change. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Movement speed overall, let's run through it real quick. Movement speed, that's cool. I like the movement speed change. The HP decrease, I don't think it'll be game changing. So that's cool, just like 10% HP decrease. It might be a little bit hard for champions like Lucy or characters that have 190 I think it's 190 HP base, and they get that 10% decrease. It might be a little bit hard for those champions at the start, but Lucy's already really hard to hit, so just imagine Lucy with movement speed increase. That'd be really sick. Um, like one of this, oh, is that broken? Oh, um, and then the armory is too crazy to say. Like the armory is definitely the biggest change that they added to the patch. Um, Armory and overload. The movement speed change is just something the community has been wanting for like a year. Um, we've been really wanting a movement speed change, so that's like really good. That's a good thing. And the things that they're trying to experiment with, I don't think there's going to be any problems with the movement speed change. They might have to like, fix things here and there. Um, but the giant changes are definitely going to be the armory and the overload thing. It's going to be a little bit. I think it's going to be much more difficult to balance the armory rather than overload, because if overload is too OP, then they could just do some number nerfs on it, or maybe decrease the duration, or they could definitely just listen to the players and find out like what's going on or like what's wrong with it. But the armory stuff is going to be quite hard to balance because you got to think about it. All of these items do completely different things. So if there's all something wrong with them, they have to try and figure out a way to balance each one of them. It's like a champion. Like they're going to have to find a way to balance each champion. And consumables like Vampiric Potion might be completely insane and stuff like that. But I honestly wish they just wouldn't have added the consumables and just stuck with the equipment, because I think the consumables are kind of just lame. I don't. I think they're pretty lame, but I think the equipment could be a really cool addition. I don't really like the consumables that much though. Did you miss the salt? No, you did not miss the salt. There wasn't really any salt. I was just reviewing. The only thing I was a little bit salty about was the barrel and the air stuff, the jump pads. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the consumables. It's hard to say. Just imagine Taya with Windwalkers. That's all I gotta say. Just imagine Taya with Windwalkers. Oh no. I think maybe, okay, like, I do like the idea of some of the consumables, but some of them I don't really like. I don't know what Chronometer does. If it's something to do with cooldowns, I don't think that's. I think it might be a bit too strong, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just too hard to say without actually, like, seeing it in action. It's too hard to say. But yeah, the armory is definitely going to be kind of hard to balance, but I believe they can do it if they just consistently hotfix and update their game after the big patch. Got to make sure not to leave it stale for a month after the big patch, because there's going to be a shit ton of problems with it. So they've said like multiple times in this whole dev blog, that they are, after the big patch release, they are going to fix things as needed. So that's good. And all of these items are not how they are in Royale. They're, like Bacado said, they're all changed. They're not going to have the same numbers. Um, I'm really interested to see. This is actually really cool. There might be like these equipments might open up like new compositions and stuff. Like, just like imagine like you could create like a crazy tanky comp. Just imagine like Bako, Auric, Older, with they both have Heart of Boulder Pass. Bako, Auric do, and then Older has like a damage item like Champion's Blade, or Teldo's Quick Blade, whatever those items do, or even Void Reaper. Oh man. Or imagine if all of them had Amulet of Energy, because that comp is extremely ultimate based. Oh boy. Nerf Bako or Auric, by the way. Um, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna really bother reading the Royale updates, because I don't really have any interest in Royale. I'm not gonna, you won't be seeing me playing it after the big patch. So if you want to look at the Royale updates, you guys can look at them yourself. I'll link you the big patch there. And it looks like it's just map updates anyways, so doesn't look like they're doing much to Royale, which is actually cool. They're introducing 3 new characters, but it looks like a lot of their focus from the big patch is on Arena, and I really want that to stay frequent. Like, I want that to be how it is. Like, yeah, work on Royale, add some stuff. It's going free to play soon. I'm sure it's going to get a big patch. Or I guess this is the big patch when it goes free to play, but I'm sure it's going to get patches after it goes free to play, but okay, there's one thing we didn't read, so let's do this. And one last thing, there's one more thing. Coming with the Battle Royale free-to-play launch and the big patch TM will also be the Battle Pass. That's actually a pretty good idea. I've been wanting them to do that for a while now. It's good. It's just like a good marketing decision. More precise details of the Battle Pass will be released when we launch a website dedicated to it on Thursday. Ooh, a completely new website dedicated to it. Good job, Womack. February 7th, but for now we can tell you that there will be a free and premium Battle Pass, and that it will cover both Battle and Battle Royale. It'll be filled with tons of goodies and perhaps a new kind of cosmetic that you'll be able to unlock during the very first battle season. Besides that, sponsors will also become available in Battle Royale, and like the Battle Pass, progress on sponsors. One game will hold over to the other, and since sharing is caring, quests will also be shared between Battle and Battle Royale. Swell fun. Stay tuned for the battle, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool.